And action.
Hi guys, welcome back to yet another Gem Distant but social session. Before we do anything else, have you seen the roots are gone? Hairdressers have been open for a couple of weeks now, and finally I was able to get a hair appointment and nails. So I'm feeling particularly pampered tonight. So as you can see, Andy and I are here, but as per usual, Bob is late yet again. Maybe he's at the hairdressers too, do you think? Or maybe he's getting his nails done. What do you reckon?
Bit of both.
Probably a bit of both.
And toenails as well.
Yeah, well, I don't know why, but I would imagine that because Bob works out in the earth and he does sort of like gardening and dirty work, I would imagine that his toenails need quite a bit of work, to be fair.
He's not here to defend himself.
That's very true. What do you think, though? Do you reckon?
I'm not saying a word.
Okay, so where is he?
Well, he said something about beaming in.
Oh, okay.
Hang on.
Oh.
Hang on. What the hell was that? Hello, Bob.
Hello, mate. I think we just had a little bit of trouble with the Klingons, so
that was quite scary. Actually,
I know it certainly was. Did I hear you talking about my feet?
Have you beamed down from the beauty parlour?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. I need one of those every day to try and get the look.
Have you got hobbit feet?
Do you know what? I reckon that's probably the case.
They're probably webbed, actually, web feet.
That's a disease, I'm sure. Hobbit foot.
Okay, anyway, so what do we have lined up for you this evening? Well, we are not doing any covers tonight. Those of you that have been to see Gem before will know that we have dabbled a little bit. We have, made our small entry into the world of songwriting, and we have written a few tunes of our own. So we thought we'd treat you to all of them this evening. So that actually means that rather than the standard 2 songs, you're actually going to get 3 tonight, but it's a one-off special treat, okay? So what we're going to start with, guys, do you think we'll start with...
No Ordinary Life.
We're going to start with No Ordinary Life. That one was our most recent one that we posted to Facebook with that Wizzy Do video with the sort of like, with all the words coming up as you sing along sort of thing. And the idea for that originally came from Bob.
Yes.
So, Bob, would you like to tell us a little bit more about where the inspiration for that came from?
I'll try and make it brief because I've got a history of going on forever. So,
like myself.
Yeah. But no, this came about on a nice wet Wednesday evening, just sitting down in the little study upstairs where you've seen me do the virtual stuff. And just playing around with a few chords, and then I got a little bit emotional because I started thinking about my life and my family, and I sort of wrote the lyric, a really sort of quite a personal lyric about the fact that I've got all my kids all grown up, they've all got houses now, they've got all grandchildren on the way, and grandchildren already arrived, and it was just to look at my life really. So I got stuck on the chorus, which I then handed the song over to Andy.
You did?
Yeah.
And then what did Andy do with it?
Well, I had this idea for a country pop chorus and some melody, and I had some lines, and I had some lines about Bob. As soon as I read the lyrics, I thought, well, he's an old-fashioned soul.
He is indeed.
Yeah.
In a new modern world.
Indeed.
Can't handle that.
And actually, he got quite good at it with the old technology. When we were sort of like in proper lockdown, and you were having to do it from home.
Out of shot, there was a lot of swearing going on.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
and to be fair, I just liked the phrase "No Ordinary Life," and then from that point on, I got stuck on chorus and that verse, and then I handed it to you because it was in the first person and it didn't quite.
It wasn't quite right. It needed a little bit of yes.
Yeah.
So then I took over and I sort of like added a few words here and there and changed a few bits and pieces round, and I depersonalised it slightly so that it wasn't necessarily personally about Bob and his family, but more about anybody's family, really, something that anybody could relate to.
Of a certain age.
Of a certain age, absolutely. And so we hope, and that's how we ended up with the final product, which we're going to do for you now. So this is No Ordinary Life, and we hope you enjoy.
Looking back on what we have and the family we grow, all our early hopes and dreams now completed in our home. If you ever doubted me or the vision for our lives, hope you can agree with me. We had the best of times. If you believe that there's a one and only, take my hand and follow me home. I'm an old-fashioned soul in a new modern world, and to me this is no ordinary life. Judge us by the friends we made and the people we now know. Find us in the company of similar-minded souls who show. If you ever doubted me or the vision for our lives, hope you can agree with me. We had the best of times. If you believe that there's a one and only, take my hand and follow me home. I'm an old-fashioned soul in a new modern world, and to me this is no ordinary life. Who knows what tomorrow holds, for our future's not foretold. We can face these days together, you and I. If you believe that there's a one and only, take my hand and follow me home. I'm an old-fashioned soul in a new modern world, and to me this is no ordinary life. If you believe that there's a one and only, take my hand and follow me home. I'm an old-fashioned soul in a new modern world, and to me this is no ordinary life. And to me this is no ordinary life. Yeah.
Oh, lovely stuff, guys.
Do you know, I play this a lot at home. Actually,
Do you?
I still like the song.
Oh, I do.
you know,
I do. It's got a catchy tune to it, and it's one that you do end up sort of like singing along to in your head, don't you?
Yeah,
sort of like throughout the day. Once
I'll tell you the
you've
funny
heard
thing
it.
is, when I'd sort of written the first couple of verses, and I actually sung that downstairs to my missus,
Yeah.
to Camilla, and I just broke up.
That's because you're a bit of a wuss, Bob.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I know.
You are a crier. Let's face it.
Behind this.
He's a bit of an emotional soul.
Yeah, beam him up again, will you?
Yeah. He is a bit of an emotional soul. But no time for emotions tonight. Keep it in check.
So, second song, what are we doing?
The second song, I think following on from that one, we could do
Life Begins Again?
Life Begins Again. So we have a bit of a life theme, don't we? No ordinary life, and now life begins again. Well,
yeah.
There we go. Okay, so Life Begins Again.
Well, you best explain this one.
Yeah, so I sort of wrote majority of this one after I'd had some surgery and I had quite a lot of anaesthetic and it hadn't quite worn off, and I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
You told me you don't
still
take drugs.
under the effects of anaesthetic, and had this idea for this song because obviously it was quite a life-changing thing, and I guess it must have spoken to me on some deep level that, this was perhaps a new chance at life for whatever reason, that I'd actually woken up and come through the surgery.
It's
And
very deep, isn't it?
yeah, very deep. So, it was definitely the anaesthetic talking. But at that point, I'd sort of written the chorus and I think the first verse, and I maybe had some ideas about other bits, but I just hadn't really finished it. And it sat doing nothing for quite a while. And then obviously Bob came along with Ordinary Life, and we thought, maybe we will dig that one up that I'd sort of started writing and finish it. And so I did with the words. But I had no clue what the song was actually going to sound like.
No
so
chords,
that's where Andy came in.
No melody. And we sat in this room, and the man and I kept saying, well, what do you think of this? And she said, "Oh, that's not what I've got in my head." I said, "What have you got in your head?"
But I couldn't quite get out what I had in my head. I knew sort of how I wanted it, the flavour I wanted it to have. But obviously, not being a musician, and I really struggled to put it into words.
She needed
how
some
I
more
wanted it to sound. But I had a
needed,
very clear idea of what I didn't want, so I could sort of say, no, I don't like that. That's not what I want. And then eventually we sort of hit on the right sound and everything else, and it all fell into place, really, didn't it?
It did.
So this is it. And forgive me, because even though I wrote it, the words were forever evolving, weren't they? As we were sort of rehearsing this, and I still get a bit stuck sometimes in places because some of the old lyric lines are in my head that I then changed because it fitted the song better. So hopefully I'm going to get them all right this evening. So if you suddenly see a horror-stricken look on my face, or I suddenly freeze, it's probably because I've done it wrong. But we'll gloss over that.
This is when social distancing comes in quite well, because I can't actually reach you with my foot.
No, that's very good.
That's quite
handy. Yeah. That's quite handy. So anyway, let's enough wittering from me. Let me just hang on. Oh no, I was on the right page. Okay, right, I'm ready.
We're ready.
Can I have my note, please, maestro?
You can have more than that. You can have a full chord.
Oh, fabulous.
I'm going to
Isn't he good?
Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Life begins again. Just pick me up and dust me off and point me the right way. Whatever life may throw at me, it's just another day. So pick me up and dust me off, 'cause life begins again. I've had my share of ups and downs along this road called life. The highs, the lows, the middle road, them gods they rolled the dice. Ain't gonna play that game no more, 'cause I don't wanna choose to get a shot of winning. Sometimes you have to lose. Well, I've thrown away the rule book, it's time to take a chance. I know it won't be easy, but these feet can learn to dance. Ain't got no natural rhythm, these feet ain't got a clue. Can't you feel the music? I just wanna dance with you. life begins again. Just pick me up and dust me off and point me the right way. Whatever life may throw at me is just another day. So pick me up and dust me off, 'cause life begins again. I'm looking for adventure, a taste of something new, exploring life's horizons, much to see and more to do. Cast away the shackles, throw away the key. Now it's time to find out just who I'm meant to be. No more indecision, no more playing safe, no more living in the past for someone else's sake. I'm shaking up the system, start living for today. If you ain't coming for the ride, then don't get in my way. Life begins again. Just pick me up and dust me off and point me the right way. Whatever life may throw at me, it's just another day. So pick me up and dust me off, 'cause life begins again. I'm changing my direction, no destination planned. Come join me on my journey, 'cause I need a helping hand. We face today together, head for pastures new. Whatever's around the corner, you got me, and I have you. Life begins again. Just pick me up and dust me off and point me the right way. Whatever life may throw at me, it's just another day. So pick me up and dust me off, 'cause life begins again. Ooh. Again.
Oh, it's a bit frantic, that
Oh
one.
dear, keep up with that
A
one.
bit spaghetti western in the middle there. Would we call it spaghetti western?
I was going for that. I was going for
I
Ennio
was going for
Morricone.
vibrato.
Yes, that's the one.
Vibrato.
That's the one. Oh dear. Excuse me. Right, so that's your usual two. So now lined up is our third treat. So those of you that are Gem fans and have seen us play before lockdown, you will definitely have heard No Ordinary Life, and you may have heard Life Begins Again, because we did play that out a couple of times before lockdown came into place. However, this third one is another new song. Written predominantly by Andy, and I don't think we ever actually really got the chance to play this out. I think we might have trialled it out once.
Yeah, I think just the once.
I think
At
just the once.
At the Oak,
I think it was at the Royal Oak in Tunbridge, because that's a lovely, friendly crowd there, and it's a nice atmosphere, and everyone's really lovely. So we thought it would be a good first outing for it. And then not long after that, lockdown came into place. So, so it hasn't. So most of you, if any of you, will have heard to this, because I don't think you have.
So how did this one come about, then, Andy?
Didgeridoo.
Didgeridoo.
I had this crazy idea for about 2 years of writing a song around an entire didgeridoo, and that's
Cuckoo.
it. Well,
Cuckoo.
well, no, I liked Paul Hogan. So Crocodile Dundee.
That's
I
right,
love
Mick.
that film. So
Call that a knife?
So yeah. So I just got this didgeridoo, recorded that, and then I had some ideas for lyrics. So the lyrics just came flooding out, and then Amanda obviously edited them and made them sensible.
Editor-in-chief.
I did, because you didn't have you didn't have a chorus. I didn't.
So
No,
no,
normally you're good at choruses.
No, yeah, I had the I had what I wanted for the chorus, but I couldn't quite find the words. Melody-wise, I had
Yes,
it,
yeah,
and it was perfect. Yeah,
it was. So
quite happy
yeah,
with that.
And it's very different as well. That's what I like about this song.
Chain gangy.
Yeah, it is.
it is.
Absolutely.
I really do like this one. It's definitely got a country feel to it, and you will see that cunningly Andy has secretly switched over to his banjo whilst we've been whittering on, and so this song heavily features the banjo. I don't think he quite thought that through. when he wrote it, realizing that he would actually have to play the banjo and sing most of it. So, yeah.
So he bought the banjo and sort of learned to play it in about a day, I think.
Yes, he did.
He bought the Burt Whedon book, obviously.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly. So, when we bought the banjo, it was a case of, do we go for a banjitar, which is an instrument that's a cross between a banjo and a guitar. So basically it's 6 strings and it's got the same sort of fretboard and chord system as a guitar, but it sounds like a banjo. But Andy thought, no, if you're going to do it, it's cheating. If you're going to do it, let's try and learn how to play the real thing. And I think he may have regretted that decision.
Yes.
But he's persevering, bless him. And I know that Andy at the Oak in Tunbridge will be particularly pleased to see this one because he loves the banjo.
One of our favourite landlords.
He is. He's a good lad, isn't he?
Fella.
He is indeed. So this is a song which we've sort of called Falling Down because that's just sort of, that was its working title and it's sort of stuck.
Yeah. It's back to alcohol again, isn't it?
Yeah, we couldn't think of anything better for it.
It does have the word life in it, though.
It does, yeah. And Andy was like, we need to have something that hasn't got life in the title. Yeah. So, yeah. So this is Falling Down.
You see me, I'm over the hill but sitting comfortably. I don't believe you can bring me down. Take your shot, make it good. I don't believe in Hollywood. This ain't no scene from Tinseltown. Playing outside of the law will set me free. Who can say if this is all it's meant to be? Life ain't no rodeo, ain't no TV show, and I work my fingers to the bone. These days go on and on like some mindless song. Seems I'm living in the twilight zone. Just look at me, I ain't the scared kid that I used to be. There's no way you can take me down. You had your shot, it wasn't good. It didn't hit me where you thought it would. There ain't no way I'm leaving town. Playing outside of the law will set me free. Who can say if this is all it's meant to be? Life ain't no rodeo, ain't no TV show, and I work my fingers to the bone. These days go on and on like some mindless song. Seems I'm living in the twilight zone. Life ain't no rodeo, ain't no TV show, and I work my fingers to the bone. These days go on and on like some mindless song. Seems I'm living in the twilight zone. These days go on and on, I work my fingers to the bone. These days go on and on, I work my fingers to the bone. These days go on and on, I work my fingers to the bone. These days go on and on, and time still stands still. Life ain't no rodeo, ain't no TV show, and I work my fingers to the bone. These days go on and on like some mindless song. Seems I'm living in the twilight zone. Falling down on my own.
job, guys.
That was like being down under, mate.
That's hard.
God, dear.
God, that was fun.
Okay, that was great fun. And it felt good doing 3 songs, but don't expect it every week because you're not getting it. Oh, I've got a bit of a throb in my throat now.
Gin o'clock?
It's gin o'clock. It's past
again.
gin o'clock.
Again.
It's definitely gin o'clock now. Okay.
Have we got that sponsorship yet?
No, sadly not.
Did you not make the phone call?
Well, I haven't received the phone call, let's put it that way. So
obviously.
no, Gordon's gin has come flooding through the post.
Well, they
or
obviously
anything
didn't
like
share
that.
it to the right people
clearly
last
not.
week.
Clearly
did they?
not. You let me down, people.
Switch allegiance.
Anyway. So that's it for tonight, guys. So we hope you've enjoyed our 3 original songs and a little bit of background into how they came into being. And we will be back next week, back to the usual format with some covers. And until then, look after one another, stay safe. And that's it. I think. Are we done?
Time to say.
I think it's
Now's
time
the time
to say goodbye.
goodbye.
So that's it for tonight, guys. We will see you again very soon. I'm going to go and get some gin, and we'll be on the chat as per usual. So feel free to stay on and have a little chat with us if you like. But if not, if you've got things to do, then we will see you next time. Okay, guys, take it easy.
Good night, everybody. Bye.